Thank you for joining. We are going to go over some more of the things that came out yesterday in yesterday's hearing with Barry Morphew. We'll wait for some people to get in here before we start. Hello, Roseanne. How are you? Hello to everybody just joining. Please hit that like button on your way in. Let people know that we are live. Hello, Krista. Smash that like button, please. Let everybody know that we're live. A lot of people don't get the notifications. Hello, Kay Murray, Karen, Marie. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here, Marie. Susan, L. Anders. Hello, hello. We got some interesting stuff that happened. I did do a little snippet last night. Please smash that like button. 40 people in here, only 17 likes. Please smash that like button so we can get a bunch of people in here so we can get started. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for joining. Fluffy Hedgehog. Hello, hello. Yeah, these past few days have been crazy. Hello, Capel. Glad to see you here. I said once we get a bunch of people in here, we will start, just so I don't have to keep repeating stuff. Please smash that like button on your way in. 26 likes, 44 people in here. Please smash the like button. Let people know that we're live so we can get started. There's some interesting things that have happened and some interesting things that have come out. Thank you, everybody, for smashing that like that has smashed it. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Just lets us get going quicker, get everybody in here so I don't have to keep repeating stuff. Hello, Shannon. I smashed it so hard my finger hurts. Thank you, Marie. Yes, free to do, you guys. Please smash that like button. Let people know that we're live and we're about to start with this. Hello, Giet from Sweden. Wow, hello, hello. Let me just check here, see how many people we got in here. The more you smash that like, it goes out to the algorithm and lets people know that we are live. Let's get that like button smashed so we can get going on this. Oregon says hello. Hello, Laura from Oregon. I'm sorry with the way I pronounce things, you guys. Sometimes I got a Canadian. Apparently, I've been told I have a Canadian accent. Sometimes we don't say things the same way you guys do, so please don't take offense. It's not meant by any means as offensive. I don't mean it like that, so please don't take it that way. Hello, Gabby. Okie dokie. Thank you, Gabby. Susan Trombley. Hello, hello. You're very welcome. Thank you, Kay Murray. Laura Pender. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's get going. We got almost 60 people in here. Only 42 likes, so thank you to the 42 people. Over 60 people, only 42 likes, but it is what it is, right? Some people won't smash that like button no matter what you do to bring them what you bring them. So Karen Baird, I was born in Saskatoon but live in Sweden. Wow, there's a big jump. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Okay, so let's get started on this. Susan, thank you. Let's get started on this because there's a lot that I've got to bring you guys here. Thank you, Krista. Okay, so I did put out a little snippet last night, you guys, of some things that had happened early on in the morning. So let's get into what I didn't get to post because I hadn't seen it and I was so tired last night, you guys. Okay, before we get going on this, Leland, so nice to see you. So much love for you. I hope you're doing, even if it's just a little bit better. I hope you are. We're all concerned for you here. Haven't seen you in so long, so I'm so happy So very happy to see that you are here and that you can still be here with us. If you guys don't know, Leland's battling a lot of health issues. He's had a lot of loss with losing family members with COVID. He's been a huge supporter of the channel for a while. And not seeing him lately really had me concerned. So you made my day, Leland, the other day when you commented. So very nice to see you, and I'm so glad that you are here. So everybody give a shout out to Leland. I love you too, Leland. Love you all. Please let's all show some love and send Leland some prayers. It's been a shit show, Leland. It's been a shit show. Okay, so let's get going on this. My mods, I got a bunch of mods in here. Thank you to my mods for being here. They're going to keep things in check. Yes, big hugs and lots of love for Leland. You're very welcome, my dear. Okay, so the shit show. So I did put out a bunch last night of what some of the things that I did know. So let's go over it. The biggest shocker to me, Barry gets his way again. He's out on bail for first-degree murder on $500,000, which is very low for what he's charged with. So to ask for any kind of modifications or anything to his bail is, to me, unbelievable. Like, you are lucky to even be out, buddy. Take what you get. We know that he can't be monitored by that ankle bracelet he was told he had to wear. So he has to go into the county every day so it registers that he is still in Chaffee County. Other than that, he should be counting his lucky stars and not asking for another thing. I'm just going to move my thing up here a bit so I can... Okay. But he did. And the defense filed a motion to change his bail, one of his bail conditions, so he can travel to Gunnison, which is the next county over. So he can visit his daughters. His daughters, Mallory, made this plea, and it made me sick. Oh, we want to be together. We're family. We need each other. Well, you know what? Your mother needed you guys too, and look what happened to her. Okay? So speaking out and crying and putting on this show in court to get this modification to his bail for their father, who is accused of killing their mother, is the only emotion we have seen out of these girls at all. And it's towards the one who stands accused of killing their mother. We didn't see no emotion from them at all since their mother's gone missing regarding their mom. So I'm going to leave that there. So he did get that bail modification. The judge gave it to him. Hello to everybody coming in. Thank you for being here. Please smash that like button. It takes 2 seconds and it is free. 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 But if you do feel you want to give me a super chat or something, go right ahead. I'm not really looking. I'm glancing up every now and then. By no means does this mean you have to super chat, but it does make your questions stand out if you do have one. I will be glancing up every now and then to the chat to see what is going on. Hello, Vicky. Glad you made it. Janice, hello. Okay, so let's get going. So the Cahill thing. There was a lot of questions about, was he lying in the trial? Was he not the trial, the pretrial? Did he lie on this? Did he lie on that? The investigation that he's being investigated for is for his a discharge of his firearm in his own home. So they're now questioning whether he lied about something else because I guess he wasn't forthright with it. So the defense is trying to use that now as he could have been dishonest in a lot of other things regarding the affidavit and stuff like that. So they're asking, and they have been granted by the judge. Here's another one they've been granted, that they want all the drafts of that arrest affidavit to see if anything was omitted from there that should have been, that was exculpatory for the defense. So they want it, and they were granted that too. Thank you so much, Cindy, for that. I appreciate it. Okay, so that is what he is under investigation for. Also, Cahill was supposed to follow up on some DNA testing that he did not do, but it has been brought out by, I believe it was Detective Burgess, that they did, in fact, end up following up on that, even though Cahill said he was supposed to do it. He didn't follow up in depth and this and that, and some things fell through cracks. Nothing should be falling through cracks on a first-degree murder trial charge, but it did, okay? So all of the DNA information that they had and partial hits that they had has all been followed up on now. They've made sure they've done that. Now, I want to explain the DNA hits. No, they're not hits. They are partial prints, which mean whoever left those prints, it could have been somebody even in their family, okay, that left those prints to whoever it hit on, and not hit on, but gave a partial in CODIS, which means anybody in that person's family could have been the one to leave those prints, not necessarily the partial match that they got on CODIS. The partial match that they got on CODIS was to somebody who has been involved in other SA cases in Chicago, Tempe, and Phoenix, okay? So because it's only a partial match, that means that anybody in that person's family could have left those prints, because it's only a partial. It's not a hit. A hit is, yes, those prints belong to that guy. So there was a lot of confusion around there. They're saying that it came back as a hit on that person, where that is not the case. It was a partial. So if that guy that's in CODIS that they got a partial match on for this fingerprint, if one of his family members happens to work in anywhere where this used vehicle of Suzanne's was, or anybody that could have been in it when it was previously owned before Suzanne, it could have been one of the family members of this person. So right now, that partial could belong to anybody, okay, within that person's family. Now, what we didn't know before is apparently there are also partial matches on the bike, the helmet, the handlebars, a step in the house, one of the bedrooms in the house, security cords, and Suzanne's car, where they've got partial hits. And they're not saying that all of those partial hits are the same person. So these partial hits that they can't identify could have been one of the girl's boyfriends or anybody else that was in that room, okay? They have not said that these partial things that they've got within CODIS are this of and from the same person at all these spots. They're just not, they haven't said who those partial prints belong to, because they don't know. It could be anybody, because they're only partials. So I wanted to get that cleared up. So I know there was work that was done on the security system in the house. Was that person maybe related to somebody who's in CODIS? We don't know. We don't even know if all these partial matches that they got are even from the same person. My throat is really dry, you guys, so please my cough, because I have to have my heater going right now. We've got minus 35 to minus 40 with the winds here. So it's been really cold, so I've had to put on this heater, and it dries out my throat. So another thing that was also already discussed was that the body cam footage from the interviews with Barry Morphew that were used in the preliminary hearing, they're going to be released to the public. Okay, so they are going to be released. So those are some of the orders that were made in the morning. Okay, Alex Walker was also on the stand. He's from Chaffee County, and now he works, I believe, with the DA. He's the one that signed the affidavit. He's saying that he didn't read everything that was in it, all the reports. But Cahill's going to be called on February 1st. So that's all going to be gone over then anyway. Let me see what else. Okay, so also who was on the stand was Ritter, Mr. Ritter. Yes, I did get a little bit of sleep. It's freezing in Wisconsin, freezing, the lowest temps we've had this year so far. Well, yeah, it's been really cold here too, so. Okay, just want to make sure that there isn't any more super chats or anything. Okay, so Ritter was on the stand. Now, when they first started questioning him, I'm just going by what my notes are here. He said he never felt threatened or scared. I'm assuming that's when him and Barry and that their two families were friends and whatever. But since the arrest affidavit came out, there's been a heightened level of concern. That's why they filed for the protection order. I've also heard from other residents. I told you that I have gotten emails from people from Salida that have told me their concerns. And some of those concerns too were of Barry, and to let me know that they too have installed security systems because they're fearful of him. Also, people around the Maysville area have also installed video security systems because they are afraid of him. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Ritter said after reading the affidavit, it felt more uncomfortable. They felt okay when he was in jail because there was like a separation between them, and they felt that Barry couldn't do anything to them, obviously, because he was in jail. But since he's been released, they have felt more and more uncomfortable. The prosecution asked how they felt having Barry living almost next door to them. And this is an actual quote from Mr. Ritter. He said, "Not very good. It makes me very uncomfortable and has made my wife even more uncomfortable. We put in a security system and had to install window coverings. We record any activity within the area that they live that would put it that they would have to do, like going out, and there was a comment about even going out to put their garbage out. They record themselves because they may be in the proximity of Barry Morphew. So they do even record themselves when they take out their trash in case anything happens. They were also so concerned at one point when Barry was first released that they called the law enforcement saying, like, look at, we don't want to breach this court order and we don't want him being able to breach it. We're scared to even take out our trash. Law enforcement came and took out their trash for them because they were that scared of Barry. Okay. So the prosecution said, is it fair to say that you feel threatened? And Ritter responded, yes. Now, there was another thing about the Ritters that was brought up by the prosecution. When the prosecution finally got their chance to cross on Mr. Ritter or ask him the questions, they asked if he was influenced by anybody regarding the Barry Morphew case. Ritter replied, no one from law enforcement tried to get him to say anything, and he did not believe, and they did not get him or try to get him to change his thoughts regarding Barry. But he said when it came to the defense has a private investigator named Rachel, who he says, and this is from Ritter, he says, to him, she tried to pretend to be their friend to open the door to get him to talk. She would not take no for an answer on a lot of things. He said to her that he wanted the law enforcement there when he talked to this private investigator from the defense named Rachel, but the defense would not respond to that request and they wouldn't agree to it. The prosecution, on the other hand, said they had no problem whatsoever with Rachel from the defense being there when Ritter even talked to the prosecution. So the only ones that had a problem with both sides being there, so there was no funky stuff going on, was the defense. He felt that this Rachel was just trying to be his friend so she could get information out of him. So that's the feeling that he had. So next we're going to go on to the Linda Stanley thing with the pretrial publicity breach. Now, like I said, I have mentioned this long ago when it was coming out, and I'm going to mention it here because it was brought out in court and it was brought out already in the news. This has everything to do, mainly, although others are mentioned, the biggest one is profiling evil. And I'm going to tell you why, and why the judge has said that it's the most concerning one. Okay. Now, I have said from the get-go, when we found out that Linda Stanley was going to go on that channel, that I said that should never happen. And I got chewed out by everybody for it. You don't know. You don't think Mike King knows better than you. He's a former, well, I worked in law enforcement, not law enforcement, but in the legal justice system for many, many years. So, and laws in Canada regarding stuff like that isn't much different than in the US. And ethically and morally, a district attorney should never speak to anybody outside of the legal system and witnesses and stuff about this case. Okay. So there is, the defense has been asking for sanctions. Now, this is what happened, and I'm going to give you some quotes right from the judge. There was multiple comments on the YouTube sector that prejudiced Barry and that were prejudiced towards Barry. Multiple clips shown in court of her talking is from a profiling evil video. And the judge stated this is a big part of this motion. Okay. The judge did not like the DA going on that podcast with profiling evil, especially with what the title states, profiling evil. There was also some comments that was made that the judge said that he was pretty upset about. And one was a comment that Linda Stanley made, because they've pulled certain clips from that video with profiling evil. And the judge said there was some of them that he was really peeved about. And one was a comment made by Linda Stanley saying, "We have others on our team that will put Barry Morphew behind bars." The judge did not like that comment at all. And he says that that is one of the most concerning comments, too, that she made. Before I get into everything else, I'm going to skip to the ending of my comments here regarding this issue, because it coincides with what I just said. The judge stated, now this is a quote, "The title of profiling evil, he has a big problem with. It's suggesting to the audience already in an accusing behavior whatever they talk about as evil or already guilty, projecting guilt, and that this is readily accessible to everybody, and it's very prejudice against Barry." Okay. And I tried to say that before that interview was even done, and nobody would listen. So there you go. That was the main one that they talked about, was the profiling evil, because the name of the channel is how did he say it? Already in an accusatory form that the person is either evil or guilty. And that's the one that Linda Stanley went on. Okay, so regarding the podcast, another statement that she had made that was shunned on was when she said the way she was dressed before the Barry, or during the Barry Morphew arrest. That she said that she didn't get much sleep the night before, and they were staking out and watching for the arrest and this and that, and she didn't have time to change. They said that was shouldn't have been said. I believe that there's other comments that went along with that, but I just didn't get that information. Also in that podcast with PE, she was also sharing her opinions about Barry Morphew when responding to the people in the chat. So these are things that the judge kept pointing out and really honed in on. She gave comments like, "I got this," and commented on the arrest affidavit. That he was going to flee, that he was possibly going to flee. So she was making comments regarding the arrest affidavit and everything. She also talked about facts of the case that were not in the evidence. She also talked about apparently, and one of those things that's not in evidence, she also talked about how many helmets Suzanne had. But the most concerning was a statement the judge said he couldn't let go, that we have others on the team that will put Barry Morphew behind bars. So with that statement, they're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty and blah, blah, blah. So with her projecting that and saying that on a channel that profiles evil, that's what the judge was talking about. Also a comment that she made that Barry was staring her down, so she turned around and stared him down right back. He says very unprofessional. She also made a statement that Barry refused to talk to them without a lawyer, which, I mean, anybody can make that statement, but also statements that Barry's guilty. So the judge did rule in favor of the defense that the district attorney violated the pre-publicity order and asked the defense on what sanctions that they would like to see because they did this. And when the judge asked that, Eaton stood up and said, "We want the case dismissed." The judge quickly said, in no uncertain terms, no, that he's not going to do that. If not dismissed, there was 4 other things that they were asking for as sanctions. One of those, number 1, was not to mention the voter fraud against Barry Morphew in the upcoming trial, first-degree murder trial. 2, that all statements from Barry in trial not be just selected ones that are in the arrest affidavit. They want any statement that he's ever made put in there. A change of venue, and for all witnesses that are going to testify. Oh, for the witness, okay, there's another one that I haven't touched on. There's a witness for the defense that Barry has a friend that now lives in California that he wants to be able to come in and testify. Barry is saying it's going to be too expensive for Barry to bring him back to Chaffee County to testify and everything else. So he wants to be able to have his friend testify over WebEx instead of having him come to California because it'd be cheaper for Barry. Okay. So the judge, before ruling on this, said that he understands completely why the defense filed this motion, because Linda Stanley is in violation. And from what he heard on the Profiling Evil, violates the June 3rd order to limit pretrial publicity. And he's very concerned that a DA would do that. So with that, the only thing that the judge ordered was the witness from California that Barry wants. Yes, he can testify over WebEx. The other ones were denied, including the dismissal The only other one that the judge said was that no, he's not going to allow the voter fraud comment to be brought into the first-degree murder trial. So there was also a whole motion done just on that, and there's no other sanctions regarding the district attorney violation other than what I just read. But they wanted the case thrown out. So they had the prosecution filed a motion that they want to use the voter comment in the Barry Morphew trial because it shows that he thought Suzanne was not coming back and that he's not alive, that she wasn't alive. So that's why he made the vote for her. Consciousness of guilt is actually what they said with him filing that. Barry also made a statement saying that I know Suzanne would have voted for Trump. They don't want that comment being able to be used or the voter fraud being brought up. Or maybe it's just that comment that they can't brought up. So the defense wanted that out, and the judge says they're not able to use that comment. Now, I don't know if they can still bring up the voter fraud in court, but I know they cannot use that specific comment because it shows that he had thought that Suzanne was not alive. And that was 5 months after she was reported missing. So another thing, you guys, that was brought up in court, I guess they were going on like a little 5-minute break or something. And when they came back from the 5-minute break before court started up again, apparently Eaton fell on the floor. When she was trying to sit back down, I think what was said was one of the other attorneys had pulled, I guess when she had stood up or whatever happened. I don't know how it happened, but apparently one of the other attorneys there had moved her chair. And so when she went to sit back down in her chair, she fell on the floor. So I guess everybody in court laughed about that. And I'm not sure if it was Barry or one of the other lawyers that rushed over to help pick her up. But I would have howled. Karma. Okay, so there was also a defense motion for changing of venue. Now, what I find interesting here is the information that they used from that. They said that they did some kind of survey. Now, anybody that has followed the Daybell case, those surveys could be highly questioned if not done properly. And I'm surprised that the prosecution did not attack that. She gave no information on who did the survey, their qualifications for doing the survey or whatnot. They just said that they had a survey done, and 60% of the people that were surveyed believe that Barry Morphew is guilty and that they would not change their mind about that. So that's why they are asking for a change of venue. Well, if I would have been the prosecution, I would have attacked that right then and there, because as we've seen in the Daybell matter, what are this person's qualifications? Who did it? Did they just hire Joe Blow down the street? They gave no information on who did it, how it was done, what questions were at. They gave nothing. They just said that 60% of the people say that Barry's guilty and they wouldn't change their mind. The judge is not ready to make a ruling on the change of venue yet. So that's where that stands right now. Now, we do know that February 1st, there's going to be another hearing where Cahill is going to be on the stand. So we're going to find out what is happening there. So there was a lot of stuff that happened. Let me just go over the comments here and see what's here, you guys. So yeah, I don't care if they move it out of Chaffee County. I really don't at this point, but let's get going on it. There was no ruling either whether the judge was going to change the date and move it up to April, the end of April. There's been no ruling on that yet either. Yeah, so I think the judge is going to, I don't know. I don't know why the prosecution didn't bring that up. Like, who did the survey? Are they qualified to do these types of surveys? Who did it? What questions were asked? Just like in the Daybell matter, right? So I don't know. Right? So, I mean, I think that he should be tried by a jury of the peers of the area in which the crime was apparently committed or accusing of being committed. Yeah, April 30th is Suzanne's birthday, right? It's like, are you just trying to throw more salt in the wounds? So, and if you guys have not seen yet, I do have the 2 thumbnails already up. I will put them in the comment section or the community tab when we're done this live. For Chad Daybell tomorrow morning, I will be live at 11:15. If I can stream that legally, which most of the stuff coming out of there we have been, but I don't know. If we can stream it, I will stream it. And then it starts at 11:15. I will be live. It starts at 11:30, but I'll be live at 11:15 to be able to allow everybody to get in. And then the next one is tomorrow afternoon. I will be live at 3:15 in the afternoon Eastern for the Letitia Stout one. And if that can be streamed legally, I will be doing that too. Yeah, I wonder. You're very welcome, Marie. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, I was debating, you guys, because I'm so tired and I know that I'm going to be live most of the day again tomorrow. I don't want you guys to get sick of me. But this is stuff that I feel that, you guys would want to know. And I don't know how many of you do know how to find the information or not. So I want to bring it to you. Okay, Rosie, fighting to keep my eyes opening. Thank you for even popping in, Rosie. I appreciate you. Go get some sleepies, girlfriend. Yes, it's been a busy, busy week. And then the accusations and, trying to prove that, I'm going to touch just 2 seconds on that. The more and more I think about it, like whoever either brought it up or called this in, I don't even know how it was brought to the court's attention. But whoever did this made the courts look like a fool. All they would have had to do was get somebody from the court, because my name was mentioned in court and so was AK. AK was mentioned first. When that was squashed, they mentioned my name. AK took care of both of that at the courthouse yesterday. Everybody that can find out anything, like the best of the best snoopers out there, cannot find anyone who has been covering this case, can't find anyone who streamed the WebEx, okay? Or whoever even got access to the WebEx. I showed it on my channel that I couldn't get access. Thank you, Des. But they have more worries about the court coming after them now for falsely accusing someone and wasting the court's time, money, disrupting that hearing. Oh my gosh. We got the IP of somebody, you guys, and the name and everything, but I'm not gonna elaborate on that right now. I'm waiting to see. I've been blocked from a certain channel now that started trying to say that I was the one responsible over on Twitter. That person has conveniently blocked me. Yeah, I bet you they have. But you know what? Go ahead and block me. You don't know who else I have watching you. You can just block everybody? But anyway, thank you so much for that, sis. I appreciate that. It helps out covering my time doing this. Thank you so much. And it shows me that you appreciate it. So thank you. But all they would have had to do was go into AK's live and my live and check it, right? Somebody falsely accused both of us, right? Why didn't they have somebody from the courthouse come and check us? Isn't that, and this is who you guys have got over there prosecuting? It's a simple check. Go to my channel. I'm being accused. Go to my channel. See what I'm doing. I'm live. It's open to the public. But they didn't do it. And now they're not allowing the reporters to even tweet from the courtrooms anymore or have even their cell phones in the courtroom. So this is why I believe, you guys, that there's something more to this. And I believe it's coming from the Barry supporters not wanting information to be able to come out about what's going on in the courtroom. Because why wouldn't they check and say, look, nobody's watching the WebEx and we're not going to put these sanctions on the reporters in the courtroom, because it was all unfounded. It was all a lie. So was it done to hurt me and AK, or was it done to favor Barry? It's going to be found out. Believe me, there's enough people saying about it now that the courts look like a fool that they're going to look into it. And these people have more to worry about the courts coming after them now than they do me coming after them. Oh, Capel, thank you so much, my dear. Scott R. may be the guy, but you give us so much detail and attention to the case info for us that we can feel informed. You go way out of your way for us. Yes, I do my best, you guys. We want to hear everything you say. Thank you so much, Capel. I got to turn off this heater. I will go cold for a bit because it's drying out my throat. Thank you so much for that, Capel. I appreciate you so much. And I'm, thankful that you give that recognition for what I do. So thank you very much. But I'm going to, like I promised you guys, and you guys know, if I say I promise to do something, I'm going to do it. So no matter how I feel right now today, I'm going to bring you this, okay? The Real Angel. Hi, hello. I didn't know you live. Yeah, it was live for all of it. Yeah, history underfoot. It was so easy to check. And these are the people that are prosecuting cases and providing security. People over there in Chaffey County should be very afraid. It's a simple check. Go on Above and Beyond Ancestor readings. She's being accused of live streaming the WebEx. Go see what I'm doing. You could have easily seen, and especially by comments in my chat and everything. Okay, let me see what I can get. What's coming out now, you guys? What's coming out now? Let me go check the different people that I'm getting this information from. Obviously, I'm not on the WebEx because I wouldn't have to go and check other people's stuff, what's coming out of the courtroom, right? It was an easy check and they failed to do it. And now they're punishing the reporters for it, for this lie. So that's what's making me more believe that it's somebody trying to keep information away from the public. Yeah. They're setting themselves up for people to really do believe that it's correct. Yeah, I think there's something bigger going on behind the scenes here. It was a simple check that could have been done. And now they look like fools. We got hacked. We got hacked. No, you didn't. There was no hack, you guys. Zero. There was none. Yes, thank you so much. I think it was a Karen. Yeah, a waste of tax dollars and making the court look like fools. You have security. Why wouldn't you have had security? Check it out. You wouldn't have needed AK going into the courthouse. I think he would have went anyway. And I send him all the respect for that. But he did make sure that they knew neither him nor I were streaming the WebEx. So thank you to AK for that. But what a waste of tax dollars when you could have had somebody go and check. Dummies. Like, can I go in there and say, hey, Barry Morphew, blah, and you're going to take me at my word without checking into it? Come on. Yeah, you would think so. Oh, thank you, Capel. I appreciate you. Leland. I love you, Willow, and thank you, mods, for all you do. Okay, good luck in your treatment, Leland. I wish you nothing but the best. Know that I think of you often, and my prayers and thoughts are with you. I love you to the moon and back. You're very welcome. Yeah, Letitia's tried to do the same thing. And like I said, for those of you who are just joining, I will be covering the Chad Daybell hearing tomorrow morning, 11:15. I will be live, 11:15 a.m. Eastern. I will be live on that one. And then I will be live again in the afternoon on the Letitia Stout case. That one is at 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Absolutely. Love wins. So that is what I have, you guys, for now. There's another court hearing scheduled for February 1st regarding, let me just see. Yes, February 1st, another remainder of the motions hearings with Barry Morphew. And Cahill is also supposed to be there to testify first thing in the morning. So I will be covering that too. So the next big one is tomorrow, Letitia and Chad. Letitia in the afternoon, Chad in the morning. I will post both of those, you guys, when I get off this live. I will post both of those under my community tab. So you guys have the little reminder button that you can hit right there. It seems those reminders work. So I will go the extra mile and put those two up for you under my community tab. And then the next time Barry is in court after February 1st is the 24th, as it stands right now. Oh, Comp2, thank you so much for that super sticker. Thank you for showing your appreciation. I really do appreciate it. It makes me keep on keeping on. I've been saying that to Kurt for ever now, since we first started together with the Suzanne Morphew when she went missing. So when we first hooked up on this case, I kept saying, keep on, keep it on. So yes, thank you for that, Comp2, because it keeps me keeping on. It keeps me going. It lets me know that you guys are appreciative and want me to continue doing this stuff. So thank you so much. Yes, I have found, Cindy, that if I put them under the community tab, there's a reminder button right there. I find that people don't miss it that way if they click on those reminders there. I'm getting a lot of feedback saying that the notification bells aren't working to notify people when I go live. So I will post them, like I said, as soon as I'm done here under my community tab. And on each one, I will make 2 separate posts. On each one, there is a reminder that you can click right there. Okay, I'm glad you're going to be all here tomorrow. Okay, so again, Chad Daybell in the morning, 11:15 a.m. Eastern, and then Letitia tomorrow afternoon at 3:15 p.m. Eastern. I will be on both of those cases for you guys. You guys asked for them, you're going to get them. Now, hopefully I can stream. I do believe that I can stream the Chad Daybell one. I don't think there's an issue with that. The Letitia one, I don't know, but I will still be able to give you the information that's coming out of the court. So there's no restrictions over there. Let's see, like, it's going to be interesting because if somebody turns around and tries to pull the same stuff on these hearings, we're going to know that it's somebody that before we even get the information back, because we got people on this to figure out who that person is that was spewing the lies about me. I've got somebody already on that, figuring her out. That person, Christy, said that she's got all my information. She threatened to dox me. She better be careful, because I've got people on that, and we're going to figure out exactly who she is through the IP. We've already got that. But it's going to be interesting to see if somebody tries to pull the same thing on these 2 cases. And if they do, they're looking at serious charges. Not from my side, from legal standpoint of making false accusations that are disrupting not only court these cases, but costing taxpayers money. So they better be careful. I don't stream or do anything that I am not allowed to do, especially of working in the justice system for over 30 years. I think I know what I can and cannot do legally. So yeah. Okay, you guys. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah. Thank you, Rhonda, for that. Rhonda's got some insiders there too. So yeah, it could be a federal offense, especially when they're messing with the court system, right? And causing these disruptions in the court system on lies and false allegations. They better be careful, because I know it's already being looked into on that side, because the courts don't like looking stupid. So they better be careful. And then they've also got me and AK to worry about, and the repercussions from us for defamation and everything else and false allegations. So they better be careful. I will, holes no barred. No, I won't let go of that. Okay. I'm an honest person. Like I said, I've worked in the justice system for a long time. So to be accused and somebody try to defame me in that way, I don't take kindly to it, and I will fight. And I got the money behind me to fight it to the end. But you should be more worried about what the court is going to do to you for saying false allegations that caused that much disruption in that courtroom and made them look like fools. So they've got a lot of worries on their hands right now. They should be treading on thin water, thin ice, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Hope it comes back on defense. Whoever it comes back on, it's going to come back on. I don't feel sorry for anybody. Somebody who would do something like that, I don't have any sympathy for whatsoever. And I'm a pretty empathetic and sympathetic person, but not when it comes to stuff like this. You don't do that to people. And I'm the wrong one, and so is AK. As you've seen, AK walked right into that courtroom. So we're the wrong people to deal with, you guys. So we got it. Okay, so for now, you guys, I will let you get back to whatever you were doing. I wanted to make sure that I brought this out and that you guys were up to date with what was happening. Yes, we miss you. We know you're really busy, sis. But I'm glad that you could pop in. I don't know what the court system, what repercussions are going to happen because of what they did. But believe me, whoever did this, they're going to go after. They wasted a lot of taxpayers' money and made the court look like fools. So we'll see what happens there. We love you too. Yes. Thank you, Karen. Okay, so tomorrow morning, you guys, I will see you 9:15 or 11:15 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to go over now. I'll end this live. I will go over and pop those two into chat. Into the community tab, so you guys can click on your reminder there. It's that one I know does work, so you will get the reminders for it. Okay, so thank you for my mods. Thank you everybody for being here, cutting it short so I can save. Who do you think it was? The chipmunk? Janice, you make me howl. Yes, Golf Course Girl, see you tomorrow. Thank you all for being here. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you to my mods. You guys are phenomenal. I'm so glad that you guys were here during all this, because it would have gone so wrong so fast. And for my sister, the texting to me, even during her doing her little duties, the duties that she does on here as mod, keeping me up to date and sending me stuff via text and everything too. I don't know how the hell she does it with one hand. I'm telling you. So she's got the utmost respect from me, as do my other mods. Cindy, you're on the ball. So it's like, thank you to all of you for doing what you do for me and for the channel and for the subscribers. So I will see you guys all early tomorrow morning, 11:15 a.m. Eastern, and then 3:15 p.m. tomorrow Eastern for Letitia. See you guys all then. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Love you to the moon and back. Bye-bye for now.